The English language is full of idioms. As you were learning today, idioms are expressions that stand for something outside of the literal context of the language being used in the expression. But this doesn't mean that each word within an idiom has no relation to the notion related within each idiom. Quite the opposite, actually. Every idiom in the English language boasts a rich history of its own that enables it to make sense. It's just that some of the practices and events that once gave meaning to the idiom are no longer in use, while the idiom still is. For example, the idiom brand spankin' new comes from when doctors would spank a newborn baby to make sure that it was breathing. To say that something is brand spankin' new is to say that it is new, like a baby fresh out of the womb. Here are some more examples of idioms that may or may not be decipherable today. Armed to the teeth. I know for me this conjures up images of the Disney Peter Pan movie with the pirate coming up the ladder after the little boy with the knife in his teeth. It means to be heavily armed, and it actually is a pirate phrase, originating in Port Royal, Jamaica during the 1600s. With only single-shot firearms and cutlasses, pirates would carry many of these at once to keep up the fight, as well as using their teeth sometimes to carry a knife so that they could have as many weapons on them as possible. Blowing smoke means to talk up an action without the intent to follow through on that action. This comes from when famous magicians would use smoke in their performances to cover up a bit of trickery by concealing your view of them. And lastly, dead as a doornail. Any fan of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol will remember the famous use of this idiom in one of the lines that opens up the novel that says Jacob Marley was as dead as a doornail, meaning that he was dead beyond all doubt. But where did this idiom come from? Interestingly enough, nails were once handmade, and they were very costly, so when a house was torn down, the nails would be scavenged from it to be used again. But when builders of a house would construct a door, they would bend the nail severely so that it wouldn't fall out when the door was opened and closed repeatedly. So when they wound up tearing down the houses, these nails couldn't be pulled out and reused, so therefore they were dubbed dead. So each doornail was dead, so you would be dead as a doornail.